change doesn't announce itself. It starts as a whisper, a quiet nudge, a restlessness you can't quite name, and you ignore it. Not because you don't hear it, but because acknowledging it means everything might have to change. Today, I'm showing you what change actually feels like and why you keep bypassing the signs. I'm Patty Ferreira. This is part 1 of the Breaking Free series. It means getting unstuck and shattering limiting beliefs. And we're starting here with what change actually feels like, because you're not stuck. You're in the middle of a transition you haven't acknowledged yet. And the longer you ignore it, the louder it gets. Here's what I'm seeing right now across every woman I coach. You're questioning everything. Your job, your relationships, your life, your purpose even. And it's not just you. We are in a pivotal moment in the world. A collective awakening, a mass transition. The old rules don't work anymore. What used to satisfy you doesn't. The career you built no longer feels aligned. The life you worked so hard to create suddenly feels small. And you're wondering, is this it? Is this all there is? That question isn't a crisis. It's an initiation. You're not broken. You're evolving. And evolution requires you to shed what no longer fits. But here's the problem. You don't know how to recognize the signs that it's time to change. So you ignore them, you suppress them, or you bypass them. And the universe keeps escalating because change is constant. And when you resist the nudges, they become situations and they get louder. Let me show you what I mean. Change doesn't start in your mind, it starts in your body. Long before you can name it, you feel it. Here's what it looks like. First, it's restlessness. You can't settle into what you used to settle into and what used to feel good. You're scrolling, you're pacing, you're looking for something, but you don't know exactly what. Then there's boredom. Things that used to light up your life and make you feel excited feel flat. The work you loved, the hobbies you enjoyed, you can't bring yourself to do them anymore. Then there's resentment. You're angry at circumstances you used to tolerate. Your coworkers' comments that you'd normally brush off, now it's enraging. The way your partner loads the dishwasher, suddenly unbearable. And then there's exhaustion. You're tired in a way that rest doesn't fix. You sleep 8 hours and wake up depleted. You take a vacation and come back just as exhausted. There's also numbness. You're going through the motions. You show up, you perform, but you're not really present. You're watching your life from the outside, wondering how you got here. If any of this sounds familiar, listen carefully. This isn't burnout. This isn't depression. This is your body telling you it's time. Your body knows before your mind does. And if you keep ignoring it, the signs will escalate. Here's how the universe works. It starts with a nudge, quiet and very easy to ignore. I wonder if there's more for me. Maybe I should explore something different. You can dismiss it, and you probably do. But the nudge doesn't go away. It becomes a sign, repeated patterns, which are harder to ignore. The same conversation keeps coming up with different people. Are you happy? Have you thought about doing something else? You seem off. You still don't act. So the sign becomes a situation. External circumstances force you to pay attention. Your job becomes unbearable. Your relationship breaks down. Your health starts to fail. And if you still don't listen, the situation, it becomes an initiation. The universe removes the choice. Things like you get laid off, your partner leaves, you have a breakdown, not to punish you, but to get you to move, because you wouldn't move yourself. The more you ignore the nudges, the louder they get. That's not cruelty, that's grace. So why do you keep bypassing the signs? It's not because you don't see them. It's because of three things. First of all, your level of self-awareness. Some women see the first nudge and act. Others need a situation before they'll pay attention. And some won't move until they're forced. Where you fall on that spectrum determines on how loud the sign has to get. Your resistance to pain and discomfort is the second piece. How much are you willing to tolerate? Some women will sit in misery for years because the fear of change feels worse than the pain of staying. Others hit a threshold and say, I'm done. The question is, how loud do the signs have to get before you listen? And the third one is your ability to prioritize yourself. This is about worthiness. Do you believe you deserve more? Do you give yourself permission to want something different? Or do you tell yourself, I should be grateful for what I have? Who am I to want more? The combination of these three things, your self-awareness, your resistance to discomfort, and your sense of worthiness, determines how many signs you bypass before you act. And here's the truth. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. Not because the change itself is harder, but because the universe has to escalate to get your attention. Now let me show you something else that's keeping you stuck. You're having 3 conversations about your life right now. The first one is the personal dialogue. This is the conversation with yourself or with your inner circle. The second one is the public dialogue, what you admit openly. The third one is the private dialogue, what you never say out loud. And the gap between them is where you're losing all your energy. Let me explain this clearer. The personal dialogue sounds like this. I don't know if this job is right for me anymore. I think I might want something different. I'm not sure I'm happy, but I don't know what to do about it yet. You say this to your journal, your therapist, or your closest friend. You're testing the waters. You're not ready to commit to the truth. That's the personal dialogue. The public dialogue sounds a little bit like this. Work is busy, but it's fine. Yeah, I've been thinking about making some changes. Things are good, just figuring some stuff out. You're performing. You're protecting yourself from judgment. You're keeping people from worrying. You're minimizing the truth. That's the public dialogue. The private dialogue sounds like this. I hate my job and I don't know how much longer I can do this. I think I married the wrong person. I don't recognize my life anymore. I'm terrified. I've wasted years on the wrong path. What if I leave and realize I made a huge mistake? What if this is all and it's as good as it gets? This is the dialogue you have at 3 a.m. when you can't sleep. The private dialogue. The truth you're avoiding. The thing you're not saying to anyone, not even yourself. And here's why this matters. The gap between these 3 dialogues is where you're hemorrhaging energy. The wider the gap, the more you're performing. The more you're lying to yourself and everyone around you. And the more energy you waste maintaining the performance, the less energy you have for actual work, which is the shift that you're being called to. This gap, it creates conflict, inner turmoil, And that conflict distracts you from what actually needs to happen. So here's what I want you to do. Close the gap. You don't have to broadcast the private dialogue publicly, but you have to stop lying to yourself about it. Say the private dialogue out loud to one person, just one person, and notice what happens. You don't die, the world doesn't end, and suddenly you have access to the truth, which is the only place you can move from. Let me tell you why this work matters right now. You're not just going through a personal transition. You're part of a collective shift. More women than ever are waking up and asking, what's next? The pandemic cracked something open. The old structures don't hold the same weight. The things you were told would make you happy, the job, the house, the title, the relationship, they aren't delivering. And you're realizing there has to be more. This isn't about being ungrateful. This is about being awake. You've outgrown the life you built for the person you used to be. And now you're standing at a threshold. And one side, there's what's familiar. On the other side, what's possible. And you have to choose. But here's the thing, not choosing is still a choice. Ignoring the nudges is still a choice. Bypassing the signs is still a choice. And eventually the universe, it's going to choose for you. So the question is, do you want to move yourself or do you want to wait until you're moved? So what do you do with all this? Here's where to start. Step 1, name what you're feeling. Stop calling it burnout. Stop calling it a phase. Name it. I'm getting a nudge that it's time to change. Step 2, identify where you are in the progression. Are you at the nudge stage, the sign stage, or the situation stage? The earlier you are, the easier it is to move. And step 3, close the gap between the 3 dialogues. Say the private dialogue out loud to yourself, to someone you trust. Stop performing. Step 4, assess the 3 factors. How self-aware are you? Do you see the nudges or do you need the situations? How much discomfort are you willing to tolerate? Will you move now or wait until it gets worse? Do you believe you deserve more? Or are you telling yourself to be grateful and stay small? Step 5, decide. Not choosing is a choice. So decide, are you going to move yourself or wait to be moved? Now, this is part 1 of the Breaking Free series, Getting Unstuck and Shattering Limiting Beliefs. Next week, part 2, we're going to talk about why change feels impossible, even when you know you need it. Because seeing the signs is one thing. Acting on them, that's where the real work begins. So subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you're ready to stop doing this alone, if you want support from women who are navigating this same transition, who will call you in when you're bypassing the signs, who will hold you accountable to the shift, join Awakened and Rising. This is a community, a private community where you get weekly coaching and real accountability. It's $30 a month. I'm going to put the link in the bio. The nudges are getting louder. You can keep ignoring them or you can start moving. The choice is yours. If this video helps you see the signs you've been ignoring, please hit subscribe and share it with another woman who's feeling the nudge. Also, leave a comment. What's one sign you've been bypassing? I read every single comment and respond to them. Part 2 drops next week, Why Change Feels Impossible. I'll see you then, and have an amazing rest of the week.